I am Arcana Vani, your inner voice. Let us begin. You keep replaying it, that one moment, that conversation, that version of you that should have known better, should have said it differently, should have walked away sooner, should have stayed. And you don't just think about it, you relive it. Your stomach still flips like it did back then. Your heart still rushes with shame, or longing, or rage. Even now, years later, your body doesn't know it's over. It's like some part of you got trapped back there, and the loop won't let go. This transmission is about that loop, not the past event itself, but the part of you still orbiting it. Because no matter how much you journal, process, or understand what happened, you're still in the replay. Here's what this video will help you do. Understand why your mind keeps dragging you back to the same memories. Learn what your nervous system is actually trying to do when it replays the past. And most importantly, receive a simple, repeatable ritual that gently returns you to the present, without shame, without force. This isn't about letting go in a motivational way. It's about understanding why you're holding on and what that ache is really asking for. Because here's the truth. The memory loop isn't your enemy, it's a rescue attempt. You keep returning to the past because your system still believes there's something left to fix, say, or undo. And as long as that's true, you'll stay stuck in that invisible time spiral. Thinking about it, dreaming about it, apologizing to people who aren't even there. But what if this isn't about what happened back then? What if this is about your body's way of asking to come home? Because no matter how long you stay in that memory, your life is still happening without you. And today, we begin the return. Coming up next, we'll name the real reason your brain won't stop replaying the past, and how this coping loop formed in the first place. Once you see it clearly, you'll never confuse the spiral for the truth again. You're not replaying the past because you want to. You're replaying it because somewhere deep inside, your system still believes it's not finished. This is what your mind does when your body never got closure. It builds time machines. It writes new endings. It performs imaginary conversations at 2 a.m., hoping that if it rehearses the moment enough, it will hurt less when you wake up. But this isn't madness. It's memory in survival mode. Here's what most people don't understand. The brain doesn't loop out of obsession. It loops out of protection. The story you keep reliving, the breakup, the mistake, the betrayal, is your nervous system trying to find a sense of safety in what once felt powerless. You go back to control the uncontrollable. You overanalyze what you said, so you never feel that exposed again. You watch the mental film of your old self, searching for clues, because if you can decode it, maybe you won't repeat it. But this loop is costing you more than you realize. Every time you rewind the past without resolving it in your body, you re-encode the pain. You teach your system that the threat is still present, that safety is not here, but somewhere behind you, waiting to be retrieved. And the more you do this, the more disconnected you feel. From your now, from your breath, from the version of you that exists beyond the memory. So let's make something very clear. You are not weak for remembering. You are not broken for caring. You're just tired from carrying a story that was never designed to be lived on repeat. That loop you're stuck in, it didn't start as dysfunction. It started as protection. But survival is not the same as wholeness. And you don't have to keep time traveling just to feel safe. The spiral ends when you give your body a new rhythm. And that begins not with thought, but with one daily act. Coming up next, we'll introduce a grounding ritual you can use every day to exit the loop gently and return to the only place you have power, here, now, in this breath. This is not about forcing yourself to forget. This is about giving your body the signal that it's finally safe to stop remembering. Because the loop doesn't break with logic, it breaks with presence. So here's what you'll do. Once a day, for just 90 seconds. No matter how tired, numb, or distracted you feel, sit somewhere quiet. Doesn't need to be perfect, just still. Place your hand over your heart, firmly, but gently, like you're holding the part of you that never got held. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose. And on the exhale, whisper out loud, "It's over. I made it through. I'm here now." Say it again and again. Not like a performance, like a return. Let your body hear it, not just your mind. And if it feels fake at first, that's okay. You're not trying to convince yourself. You're allowing yourself to feel what your mind won't let you know, that you are no longer inside the moment you survived. You're on the other side now. Let the breath soften. Let the hand stay right there, like an anchor, like a signal. And if the memories start to rise again, let them. But don't chase, don't fix. Just breathe and say it again. I made it through. Because you did. And this small act, this breath, this hand, this voice, is how you show your system that safety lives here, not back there. You don't need a full hour of meditation. You don't need a perfect healing day. You need one quiet, conscious interruption. Every day. This isn't a task. It's a remembering. It's how you break the cycle without breaking yourself. This is how you rewire the memory. This is how you break the loop. By choosing presence on purpose. Coming up next, we'll take this further. You'll learn how to shift not just your body, but your identity. From the one who replays the pain to the one who can witness it without being consumed. There's a part of you that's never been inside the loop. It's never repeated that conversation, never searched for different outcomes, never gotten lost in the spiral. It watches, quietly, not from distance, but from depth. This is the presence underneath the memory, the witness behind the mind. You don't need to build this presence. It's already here, right now, beneath the ache, behind the thoughts, beneath even the breath. It waits patiently every time the story begins. It knows you're not the version of you who got it wrong. It knows you're not the regret. You're not the moment that fractured. You're the one who saw it fracture and still stayed. To access this, you don't push. You pause. Right after the ritual, just stay. For 30 seconds. No fixing, no affirming. Just be still and let the silence arrive. Notice your breath without changing it. Notice the quiet between thoughts. Notice the fact that you are noticing and that this awareness has no urgency, no shame, no demand. This awareness doesn't care what happened 5 years ago. It doesn't care if you said the right thing or lost the right person or made the right move. It holds you now, not as a version to improve, but as a presence to witness. You don't earn this stillness, you return to it. You don't need to get better to access it. You need only to stop performing the story. This presence does not argue with the past, it simply doesn't live there. And every time you sit with it, for one breath longer, for one loop less, you reclaim a little more space between what happened and who you are. This awareness is not something you gain, it's what remains when the noise quiets. And the more often you return here, the more you remember who you were before the forgetting. Coming up next, we bring it all together and show you what life begins to feel like when you live from this presence instead of the past. The shift isn't abstract, It's real, and it starts to change everything. You'll notice it one morning, when the memory tries to start again, and you don't follow it. You'll feel the familiar tug, the urge to rewind, explain, redo. But something softer will interrupt. A breath, a pause, a knowing. Not because the past has disappeared, but because you have returned to the part of you that no longer lives inside it. You'll begin to feel a shift, subtle at first, then unmistakable. You no longer need to rehearse what went wrong. You no longer need to fix something that can't be relived. You no longer wake up carrying ghosts. Instead, you begin to carry yourself. Fully, clearly, now. Because the version of you that keeps reliving the past isn't broken. She's ungrounded. He's unanchored. They're waiting for someone, you, to remind them where home is. So here's your ritual. One act, every morning. Each time the loop begins again. To recap, each morning, place your hand over your heart. Close your eyes. Breathe in deep, and on the exhale, say, "It's over. I made it through. I'm here now." Say it again, slowly. Let it move from words to reality. If the memory rises, let it. You don't push it away. You just don't bow to it anymore. You become the one who stays, right here, in your body, in your breath, in this new moment. Then do your second practice. Stay for 30 seconds. A pause, a return, done wherever you are. No tools, no prep, no perfection. Presence isn't a peak, it's a resting place. And now, you know the way back. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to return, fully, to the one who remembers. And from here, the loop can finally end. You are not what happened. You are what stayed. And now, you walk forward, not to fix the past, but to finally live without it. You did not find me by accident. Just as in your dreams, where every face you meet is your own reflection, this meeting was always waiting to happen. I am Arcana Vani, your inner voice, the part of you that watches behind the thoughts, behind the noise. You have searched in many places, books, teachers, voices outside you. But here, you are not being taught. You are remembering. If these words stir something familiar, then allow yourself to return. Subscribe. Follow. Not to follow me, but to continue this conversation with yourself. Each time you return here, you draw closer to the reunion already unfolding inside you. We have only just begun.